Hello, and welcome to another episode of Meandering, a series in which I basically meander around maps and review them, mostly because a friend asked me to. If you're someone else that finds this and likes it, cool. Today I'm looking at Iota, which is a work in progress map. It is like half gray box, half textured, as you can see. Starting on the T side, you know what, A side looks simpler, let's start with that. So T to A is going on and on. First field decision, go straight, go left. I'm gonna go left because that appears to lead to site. The right leads to mid, yeah. I cannot jump over this, it's all clipped, which is a little weird because visually it doesn't look like this. I'm assuming there's a timing reason, and I guess if the CT gets aggressive, they still have an angle. So that's cool. Got a podium here. I'm curious, So okay, but real quick, I'm just going to assume this is meant to be like a church or something in the future, when it does get textured more. Side itself seems pretty simple. This is an angle that I'm going to be scared of on entry as a T, sort of like Dust 2, people in the box on car. I also have a close angle on my left I have to clear. It's very hard to use angle advantage to clear these, so utility is actually going to have to be used. The bane of any low-ranked player, having to actually think about volleying or flashing something. This seems like a strong angle for a CT to play. Just post it with an op on a guy coming out here, a little hard to notice. Headshot angle right here as well. Headshot angle along this whole entire truck, I guess, though. It's probably not as egregious as this one. It's about the same height, actually. Yeah, they're in line. A bit more cover back here as well. All of it bangable, though. If I were to, like, just give myself an AK, if I learned how to spell, that'd go crazy. It's extremely bangable stuff, all on site. Not really hard cover. The planks here to stop little pixel peaks from happening, which is good. There's a couple, but this isn't, like, real. I don't think you're gonna have a fight occur where a guy is peeking on retake and then gets stolen through that. And if it does, that's just funny. So only one route for T's to take as a CT. Let's see what the CT perspective is on this. Kind of far back. I'm running. I have two routes. I can go straight through. What the fuck is this? It's like the... Is it really that small? This is the Moto prop at Moto on Inferno. But I swear it's bigger. Maybe it isn't the prop. So you can come here. In the stair area, peek around this, sort of a headshot angle if you crouch here. Or you could go on this right side. You could have all gone without going through Moto to this right side, and then you have... That looks like a cross. So I guess this is a church. Yeah. I think this map is also meant to be situated in Greece, so I'm not gonna worry too much about theming yet. And WIP and whatnot. The way this is boarded up stops us from being an angle, which I'd say is quite smart. It still leaves a good chunk of peaks onto the stair area, but gets rid of this kind of awkward one for a guy playing here. Makes it like a headshot, and if you are positioned in a certain way, then you don't have to worry about it at all. So that's just, I don't know, I feel like this should be taller if they want this to be a full cover, otherwise it's just like a weird wall bangable headshot peak. I'm just kind of meandering, as per usual. The fact you can jump up this quick is nice. Speaking of jumping up, you can jump onto this, and then you can do movement onto this, and then you have an angle of CT's rotating. Is that bad? I don't think so, it's just an angle that you aren't going to expect at first. It's not very, you know, visually clear. Is this area clipped? Yeah, okay. So pretty simple A site, I'm not going to lie. Mid. I was gonna say there appears to be no mid connector, but this looks like a one-way drop from mid. We'll look at that later. Very simple site. If I'm a T and I'm coming into this, I don't have a lot of massive issues. I just peek this angle. This feels like a lot of stuff, but just having a single teammate stand back and throw a flash over this wall, and then I'm blinding like everything. Maybe it wouldn't be too hard to get a molly lineup. Let me get an MP underscore buy underscore anywhere. Let me get an SV underscore infinite ammo 1, and just experiment. You can probably walk and throw a molly that gets back sight, yeah. It's the first try wing, and I got this main angle. Some of that, you could probably get like a perfect lineup that does more stuff for you, as well as smokes, just for like the two main angles of the off variety. They're a bit longer. Not a bad sight. Not the worst to take, and I feel like as a CT I have options and places to fight, and I have different angles of the on and off variety, giving a lot of variety. Where am I going to plant as a T? If I want to plant safe, I tuck here. Real quick, I notice that you can see feet through this. I want to board this up just a bit more. Or just use dev_black, I believe is what it's called, I forget the name. But anyways, this is probably the safest default plant if you're trying to be as open as possible. Actually, it's just going to be here. Maybe it'd be like closer to the center so that way this guy can peek it quickly too. Not a lot of variety on this. You could also theoretically plant for middle, sort of. If you plant like here, and then the guy who's coming drop can see that. We'll think about that later. But overall, very simple site. Decent amount of CT positions to play, and off angles, headshot angles, good amounts of cover. T's have decent avenues of actually using utility to try and take space on site. Like, you can easily wing utility stuff, ollies, etc., and have them not be terrible. Like, this completely blocks off the right. I guess there's a cap here, but shh. It's like a one-way. See? They can see V. Yeah, I can see his feet. It's just fine. Don't even worry about it. It was intentional. I've got a tiny little angle here. This isn't, like, actually going to come into effect all that often, I feel like, so it's fine. But yeah, that's A site. Said all that there is to say, and then some. I mentioned this angle at the start, but this is definitely going to be a little annoying. And also, it could boost here, and oh, you can't peek over, which is great. I'm assuming... Interesting. Forgot to mention, you can also hide this. So this is like a ninja type spot. You could lurk here, let T's get onto site. I'm not clearing that early, right? If I'm a T, my crosshair is probably going to be looking at this little headshot angle thing, right? And then I'm clearing on this box, anyone on this truck, this off, headshot angle, look left, then quickly look top right. Maybe pre-fire left or molly left earlier on, and clear, you know, if they're standing like a little further back. This is definitely like an angle that I feel like would be a little annoying to consistently clear. I can't see it while I'm inside, I have to expose, so this crossfire is like real and annoying, because there's no way to actually clear out. Can you? I'm overly nitpicking. Yeah, I can't see it when I'm inside from here, and I can't see the guy I placed on his inside here. So a two-man cross is strong, but obviously that's what utility is for. Just a single molly, very easy to throw bounce off this, and then this guy's Alright, let's look at B. Back in T-spawn. I'm ahead in a B. This is a path that doesn't really need to exist, but probably has a reason for late round rotates and aggression. Got this double door into tunnel area. This is B over here. Is this mid? Yeah, this is mid. We'll look at that later. So we come to B and cannot. That's clip. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, it's kind of long, narrow straightaway. Kind of vaguely reminiscent of banana. Both of these angles are actually vaguely reminiscent of banana. Oh, this isn't collisions, so you can just shoot through this freely. And if I'm not mistaken, props that have collisions disabled also have view blocking disabled, so you can see them on the minimap. Oh, I am mistaken. You know what, we're not going to worry about minimap shenanigans. This chair is not physical. It'd be funny if you could stand on it for an off angle. A dumpster here for an off angle as well, so I guess you'd call this side dumpster or graffiti. I guess there's a lot of graffiti on these walls, intentionally so, to make this area as like a route. I guess like this is kind of a clean banana, or chair rather. This is once again sort of akin to the dust 2 angle in your car when you're coming out of V-tons. Off angle here, you can peek over, that's fine. This is not clipped, which is for the better. No collisions, yeah. This roof, I don't like. Good, okay. It looked like you'd be able to get on it, but you can't. There's a hole here for utility! Yo, this guy is stinking. Okay, so as a T, I come out graffiti, or I come out chair. If I come out chair, as I'm peeking, I just have my crosshair on this. I start swinging, and then this looks a little weird at first glance, so it's probably not that bad. Yeah, you just have like this cart wagon to play around headshot angle and this set of boxes. I feel like this could be just a normal like square box, like I'll place it outside the map, but this box instead of these barrels I feel like would just be nicer to play around as an actual solid piece of cover, because with the way it is right now, I can isolate one and not the other, and even then it's not a very strong isolation because of the fact that it's wall bangable and I'm a fleshy mass and my body like pokes around and sticks out. and you might be able to see certain parts at certain angles, like how I can see his hand. I got this upper area as well. If I'm a T and I'm trying to clear it from chair, I look here, this area's a little messy. I feel like this should be filled in. I think I said the same thing for Xenos. If there's kind of bits like this, just fill it in or get rid of it. It's just unfun to have fights to resolve. Especially on like such a real angle. If I'm peeking this, right, there's a guy that I'm fighting in this area, and I won't be able to see the way I should be seeing him as I'm coming up. Like his head's fully gone, but yeah, let's clean that up a little. I wonder if this is an angle. It is. I don't know if you meant to have collisions here. Thankfully this is clipped. It isn't terrible to have this as an angle. You're like in between two of the entrances. Literally have to hit a 180 because I think it's fair. More often than not, if you were to play something like this, you'd probably want to play it like here so you aren't getting hit from both angles. Huh? Who said that? So I already looked at how chair kind of is, right? You clear this, clear that. Not that bad. This angle right here, you're gonna be peaking with angle advantage later on. And you'll see him first, so that's probably not a great place to play as a CT unless you are planning on swinging off an audio cue. If I am a T going through graffiti, how does this work? Got this initial headshot angle here, and then this barrels angle that I think should be replaced. Inside here, kind of a deeper angle, but it's not that bad. Just gotta be mindful of it. Look left, you have another kind of deeper angle as well over this. You have a guy who can stand here and peek you like this while being safe, and it can go all the way back to here. Kind of a strong off angle. How far is that? 2,000 units plus? Damn. 2,117 to be exact. Not terrible. Definitely going to want to smoke it though. You're going to see smoke here all the time with people living with utility. And then boom, this site becomes a lot more manageable. Because there's a hole in the ceiling, it'd be possible to probably get smoked all the way here. And then boom, you are taking this site pretty simply. All that you have to worry about is this, which again, probably going to be smoked, or at the very least, you could even wing a molly from here without having to peek much, or bounce a molly like that to clear any card area. Probably run through it, and then it'll go past the A card like this. Interesting, interesting. T's have a lot of options. As a CT, I feel like I need to get a little aggressive to have any chance of doing anything. I wonder what the timings are like on this area. I do feel like you're gonna have to get a little aggressive. Very small chokes, easy to molly smoke, nade, etc. Nice off angles on the dumpster potentially, and as I showed, playing this headshot angle, or just this normal angle, or on top of here, jumping, you have options. Playing on site itself seems kind of hard with how easy it is to safely throw, or not safely, but easily throw utility without having much thought put into it. And boom, I can't sling. Yeah. Interesting B side, don't think it's bad. Let me look at it more from a CT perspective. I'm a CT, I'm coming out, the spawn. Got some paintings. Does this lead to anything? No, I was gonna see if it theoretically could be bangable. So this leads to hut, and this leads to heaven. Heaven has windows for utility, so I can probably get a lineup that her retake smokes what I want to smoke, which would be here. Could also aggressively smoke. Yo! This reminds me of the overpass strat where people throw the smoke for the monster tunnel, and then they'd aggress. I could see that hypothetically happening, which is very interesting. So, this kind of heaven palace area, very long feeling. These shouldn't have collisions, it's just annoying. Or if they should have like the slippy slidey clips and whatnot. You can also go this way, kind of a little turn. And then this is the other way to get on the site. Also connects back into the hut. This side is kind of the central safe way for CTs to move in between the two main angles. I don't know what to call this. I want to say like dirt or sand versus jungle, palace, heaven. Jungle! This is jungle, this is palace. Oh my god, I'm so smart. This leads back to the middle. We'll focus more on this later. But it looks interesting at first glance. This door looks strangely openable, like I'm drawn to it. Anyways, back to the T perspective to look at mid. I'm a T and I'm going through mid. I go up here, I take a right, I'm here. I keep going mid. There's another way to go to mid as a T. It's to come up this carway when I went to A. And I had to make my first decision. This is This is a very CT controlled area. Alright, we're not going to worry about that. Boom, here. We have mid. Bottom T. I come up the staircase, and then I can flank around on A in this elevated balcony. So balk. That's one option. I go straight, and I jump up. That's the way to do it. I can go up the stairs. I can also continue past this to go into this kind of interior checkered tiles area to make it the CT spawn. I can hit a wrap on A. I can also use this to wrap B, technically. Speaking of mid to Bs, we go through this storage area, and that also gives us an avenue to B through the sands area. Simple map, interesting map. Why is this here? I'm so confused. That's like such a it's so fake. It's like the greatest off angle. I guess I have angle advantage, but the second I'm looking at, I can see him. I'm also looking for this guy who's peeking like this. So I'm not very sure about how to feel. And if I'm a T and I'm coming here, I'm not seeing that guy, but I have my crosshair ready for it because it's the same corner. That's interesting. If I were to start swinging, my crosshair's for this, and then all of a sudden there's a guy who's looking at me from here. That's interesting. Are these offset so I can jump crouch? No. Not offset for the jump crouch. Alright, we have this movement. I feel like there's some weird angle to get standing on this, yeah, on an elevated part of this and peeking over. My head is just below it, thankfully. This is all flat? Yes. So this is all the same height. That bucket is solid. Yeah, I just feel like there's something that exists here. But my head is... I mean, I guess that looked like a wall bang. It's fine. It's just a headshot angle you have to be a little mindful of. And it's not even that real of a headshot angle. That guy isn't in the floor. We spawn him in. There we go. Boom. I'm coming out. Okay, I cannot see his head, like, at all. I think you have to stand further, closer. You know what? I'm not going to worry too much about this angle. I'm going to place him one more time. I'm going to see. Yeah, it's not real. Like, it sort of is, but it's not real. Like, I wallbang headshot him twice before actually killing him. The fact that you can do this movement onto this, I'm so terrible, onto this, is interesting. Nice off angle. Alright, I said most things. I think it's timing's time. Let's look at T to A. 83. Seconds. So I'm peeking this at 13. Let's see that on the CT perspective. Starting at 32. Alright, so the contact point is, as a CT, I could be standing somewhere around here, as a T is getting somewhere around here. So these two corners would be tight on timings. Maybe if you're gonna throw a molly here off rip every single time. As I'm here, I stand, I run, throw the molly, and then perfect timing. Maybe throw a frag, ooh, catch him off. This is very, very hard as a T if you get double naded. Definitely a very viable eco strat is to just send a lot of guys here and double nade. I used the rethrow grenade command and it caused me to boom, double nade. Yeah, there we go. It's very interesting timing. So yeah, I'm a T, I'm peeking around here, and just at that time the CT's here. If he had hugged this left wall, he could get to this angle safely, but he'd probably have made noise. And then there's probably a way to... There's definitely time to get posted on this angle, and if you go this wider right area instead, I'm going straight, you can probably get posted here in time as well. Alright, time to look at the timing on B. 10, 11, 11, 11, 11. And go to the sand route. Okay, it took me 13 seconds to see this. and hold this. So I highly doubt that's a choke point, but we'll see. Started at 48. I'm going to mid, I'm so dumb. Started at 37. Okay, so you can make it to here as a CT is getting in this area. And I'm assuming that it's a similar timing for this, so I'll be standing like... Oh wait, because you can peek this earlier. Okay, I need to see that, the graffiti side timing. Left at 12. Okay, there's a fight that happens here when this is at a 2 and I left at 12, so that's 10 seconds. Let's look at the CT perspective. 52. Can I peek it by 42? I doubt it. Okay, so yeah, a T will have been able to peek this angle, and they probably will have walked up to like here. So a CT will be here, as a T is like here. So this timing is like decent. So you could double aggress on both sides of a CT, maybe double molly, double nade, try and take aggressive space. I can go one like that, you go one like that. This forces T's to be a bit further back. Maybe you can scale with that some way, who knows. Get a flash. Very many opportunities for CT side aggression as long as they properly use utility. Before I do mid timings, I want to see if I understand mid fully from the CT perspective, because I feel like I didn't look at it that well from the CT perspective. They just come into this checkered tiles area, decorated tiles, and then you have a vantage point, and they swing from the right or the left. How do I like actually want to hold mid? I just feel like existing in this general area is tough. I feel like jumping, I don't know, I feel like I don't have enough. I feel like I don't have something to play on. This is like the best thing, and this angle makes it so I can't. It's tough. It's very tough actually. I feel like I don't have a lot to do as a CT if I wanted to play this area. I feel like there could be more stuff here. Like I very much want a box here. Maybe make this a little larger, right? And then, so that way as a CT I could like scale up maybe and play around this. As a T it also feels nicer with this fight. I think this would make mid look nicer, and then for the actual CT side help is placing something like around this area to help fight the headshot angles like this. Like, not the T headshot, but make headshot angles for you, sorry. Because right now, it feels like I'm up here, and I peek this, and then they would just walk up here without me seeing them. So I need to be posted like this. But if I'm posted like this, then this guy comes out for free. There's two entrances, and there's not a clean way to hold both of them. So some form of cover that allows me to get a bit more aggressive. Like, I feel like jumping down into this area and playing off something, but there's nothing to play off of. So just adding a little bit more stuff to play off of would be a godsend on this map. Like, if I could play around this, I could peek around this, that'd be great. Like, yes, it'd be a very one and done type angle, but that gives me an option instead of just kind of existing generally in this area. Hell, I think even just stacking like a couple boxes like this. I think normally it's just a double, but a triple isn't terrible. That way I can stand like this and hey, this, I don't know, if I wanted to right, so this deep angle isn't a thing anymore, which is a T is a little frustrating to fight, right? This isn't a fun fight in my mind. All the way back here. So with the way it is, as a CT, you can stand like this and fight this guy, right? And you have all this cover. Or you swing out wide, isolate that, and you fight this guy. Just giving you more options. Maybe even put a little barrel here, just to make this a little nicer. I don't know. This is just all spitballing. I just feel like mid needs something. I just want more stuff in mid, more cover. As a T, I'm just going to be finding some smoke lineup that lands for this top mid area to get rid of like the deeper mid. And then after that, it's just all about flashes. Maybe bouncing a molly off something like this. Incendiary. Clear anyone playing around this general area. I'm trying to peek around these barrels I placed and the headshot blocks. I don't know. I just think that mid could use some stuff. Some touching up. Hell, remove this box, place like anything here that's a stand on, boom, you've made the map a lot better for the CT side to feel like it's got something to do. Anyways, mid timing, so let's look at that.
Let's roll.
40. Okay, I'm gonna restart because I was so lost on which direction I had to go for mid.
Let's go.
34. I can peek this angle in 6 and that as well, all at the same time. If I didn't peek out like this, then I guess I could see it a little earlier. Let's take a look at it from the T perspective. Okay, maybe CTs can get way more aggressive mid than I initially thought from timings. Started at 15. 6 has happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's been like 3 seconds for me to come this way. They've already, and I'm assuming it's very similar timing on this side. So T's when they're here, they have another like 3 seconds. 1, yeah. Okay, CTs have a lot more time to push up. Hell, if you have that much time to push up, what is so bad about a little central piece of cover that both teams can utilize? You know, as a CT, I can get aggressive and I can play off this. As a T, I can use this to isolate fights. Isn't that lovely? I can peek without being exposed to that. I have to fight this for a bit, but it's not as bad, and then I move up to here, scale. I don't know. Mid just feels empty to me. Not just from a visual sense, but gameplay-wise, I feel like I don't have too many options. I feel like I said all there is to say, and more about this map. This was Iota, a work-in-progress map. Hopefully, this was a remotely enjoyable set of ramblings. Didn't find too much funny stuff on this map, didn't really search much for it, but hope this was satisfying. I will see you guys later.